distinguished guests and friends, September 24, 2023, is a truly special day. NASA's OSIRIS-REx spacecraft has successfully landed samples from the asteroid Bennu in the Utah Desert, USA, in a mission that involved cooperation with Vietnam. Bringing back the first samples collected from asteroid Bennu. It took scientists 7 arduous years to collect a very small sample, weighing only 100 to 250 grams. But that was enough for them to discover the power of extraterrestrial life. NASA recently announced the initial analysis results from the sample collected from asteroid Bennu. It shows signs of containing fundamental elements crucial for extraterrestrial life. Following the success of the OSIRIS-REx mission to collect samples from the asteroid Bennu, NASA recently launched another spacecraft to approach the asteroid 16 Psyche, an asteroid with extremely high economic value. To collect samples from this asteroid, the estimated cost could reach up to $10 billion. So what are the components that make up life on the asteroid Bennu? How will the mission to collect samples from the asteroid 16 Psyche unfold? So let's explore together. After the successful landing of the OSIRIS-REx spacecraft, it returned to Earth with samples collected from the asteroid Bennu. On September 24, 2023, we took a trip down to visit the Utah Desert. The world held its breath following the specimen's journey. Approximately 70% of the samples are preserved at the U.S. Johnson Space Center for research purposes. The remaining 30% of the samples will be shared with space agencies worldwide. This is an image of the specimen enclosed within the capsule. According to NASA, the maximum mass of the collected sample is approximately 250 grams. They have a glossy black color, formed from fine soil, dust, and countless tiny, minute fragments. To compare, it isn't much different from the regular type of coal we usually see. So, the question is, what components do the samples collected from asteroid Bennu contain? Recently, on October 11, 2023, a press conference was held at the Johnson Space Center. NASA scientists have released initial reports on the samples for the first time. Accordingly, they detected the presence of water and carbon in the sample. This is exactly what the scientific community has been waiting for. On Earth, water and carbon are 2 essential components that constitute life. We all know that the first life on Earth originated in the ocean. After the oceans formed approximately 4.41 billion years ago. From the smallest single-celled organisms, such as bacteria, born in aquatic environments. Through a long process of evolution, life has become as diverse and rich as we see it today. Carbon compounds form the foundation of all life forms on Earth. The discovery of the elements hydrogen and oxygen, 2 components, play an especially important role in asteroid Bennu. It can be seen that these materials exist very commonly in the universe. If this is true, life could likely exist on other planets in the universe. 2 weeks after Vietnam's successful landing, NASA announced a significant discovery. The OSIRIS-REx spacecraft was launched from Earth in September 2016. After 7 years of traveling through space and collecting samples, covering a total distance of up to 6.4 billion kilometers, the spacecraft successfully returned the samples to Earth. On September 24, 2023, the capsule containing the sample was released for a free fall into Earth's atmosphere. The spacecraft then successfully parachuted down to the landing zone at Lan in the Utah Desert. Before being taken to the Johnson Space Center, Bennu is classified as an asteroid with a particularly high threat risk to Earth. It has a diameter of approximately 490 meters. The asteroid has a 1 in 1,750 chance of hitting Earth. In the next 300 years, this is the celestial object with the predicted orbit that will come closest to Earth among all known objects. However, researchers are even more interested in what is preserved inside the asteroid Bennu. That may very well be the origin of life on Earth. According to NASA Director Bill Nelson, this is the largest carbon-rich asteroid sample ever returned to Earth. Carbon and water molecules are precisely the components we are looking for. They are indispensable elements in the formation of Earth. Help determine the origin of life. On Earth, the origin of water is believed to have involved contributions from asteroids and comets. When they collide with Earth. However, water is not the only thing that asteroids brought to Earth. In addition, the building blocks of life can also adhere to these celestial bodies. Bennu is a B-type asteroid, meaning it contains a high amount of carbon. And primitive molecules were present when life began to emerge on Earth. Scientists expect to discover more precursors of life in the samples from asteroid Bennu. Previously, Japanese authorities stated, the samples they collected from the asteroid Ryugu contain some of the building blocks of life. Comprising Erasus, hundreds of nuclei constitute the N80 It is evident that space exploration missions, particularly those involving sample collection, play an extremely vital role. When studying specimens that are nearly perfectly preserved inside asteroids, we are getting closer to decoding the mysterious origin of the solar system. The abundance of carbon-rich material along with the plentiful presence of water-retaining clay minerals. That's just the tip of the iceberg, a very small part compared to the entire massive iceberg hidden in the universe. Countless mysteries still await us ahead. Following the resounding success of the mission to collect samples from asteroid Bennu, NASA is now setting its sights on a bold new objective. The metallic asteroid known as 16 Psyche is estimated to be worth up to $10,000 quadrillion. On October 13, 2023, NASA successfully launched the Psyche spacecraft from the Kennedy Space Center in Florida on the Falcon Heavy rocket of the private space company SpaceX. This marks the first official interplanetary mission for this rocket, named Psyche, and also the first mission that NASA launched using a Falcon Heavy rocket. At 10:19 p.m. on October 13, 2023, Hanoi time, the takeoff process was successfully completed. After escaping Earth's orbit, the spacecraft will travel a long journey of 3.5 billion kilometers over a period of 6 years. According to the plan, the new spacecraft will reach the asteroid 16 Psyche in 2029. 16 Psyche was first discovered in 1852. This asteroid is 280 kilometers wide and 232 kilometers long. To put it simply, it looks like a giant potato located in the main asteroid belt, between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter. At its farthest point, it is about 600 million kilometers from our planet. From the moment 16 Psyche was discovered, scientists have been utterly amazed by its composition, which contains a vast amount of metal. Its surface is laden with iron, nickel, and gold, with a total estimated value of up to $10 quintillion. This amount could even turn every person in the world into a billionaire. Scientists have a special interest in 16 Psyche, not only because of its potential economic value. It bears the hallmarks of a planet that failed to form. It has existed for about 4.5 billion years and is very likely the core of an ancient planet. But violent collisions with other large objects during the formation of the solar system prevented it from becoming an official planet. Now, researchers hope that examining this metallic meteorite could help us better understand the planet formation process. To date, no spacecraft has yet reached the asteroid 16 Psyche. Therefore, this is an excellent opportunity to study the formation process of planets with characteristics similar to our Earth. The Psyche spacecraft, which is about the size of a truck, is equipped with solar panels, a camera, a gamma-ray and neutron spectrometer, and a multispectral imager to study the asteroid. It will move through space using thrust generated by solar energy. On its journey to the asteroid, the spacecraft will maintain constant contact with Earth through an advanced deep space optical communications experiment. The spacecraft is expected to reach the asteroid 16 Psyche in July 2029. During its flight, the spacecraft will utilize Mars' gravitational force to assist its trajectory in May 2026. After traveling a journey of 3.5 billion kilometers, the Psyche spacecraft will enter the asteroid's orbit and spend about a month testing all systems and calibrating instruments to prepare for the main phase of the mission. Beginning in August 2029, the Psyche spacecraft will spend 21 months mapping and studying the asteroid's surface. It is hoped that mapping and conducting detailed studies of this asteroid will allow scientists to determine its formation process, thereby helping to illuminate the origins of our own planet. Although 16 Psyche contains vast amounts of gold and precious metals, this mission does not include a sample collection objective, and NASA has no plans to extract resources from this asteroid. This is because the sudden addition of a massive amount of valuable assets could cause the global economy to collapse. Moreover, the cost of mining and transporting resources from asteroid 16 Psyche back to Earth would be significantly higher than the actual value it would yield. With that, we conclude this episode of Talk TV. We wish you a truly relaxing and rewarding time. And now, I'd like to say goodbye to you all and look forward to seeing everyone in the next videos. Best wishes.